Hey, good morning, Turtle Club. It is I, Max Secro, with Rusty. How's it going? We are here on Monday morning for Pocket Monster Monday. Tonight at 7 p.m. will be another episode of our Celeste series for our supporters and channel sponsors releasing. Oh, I know, Rusty. I know. You're excited. You're excited. Daddy's excited, too. Also, at 8 p.m. tonight, we're going to have some Ni no Kuni action. Tomorrow's my birthday, so Wednesday morning I might not be streaming. Sorry, guys. Sometimes we have way too much excitement in the house. I may not be able to go to bed at a reasonable hour or go to a nap at a reasonable hour, or you know how it goes. What this guy is super excited about, he's barking and barking and barking, is his trading toy that he has. Just want to show this off to you guys. These little things here, they come up. These little red cups, they move. And they have doors that open as well. Inside of each of these little sections here, like right this one here, there's a treat underneath it. So he has to lift this off to get the treat, or he has to open the door to get the treat, or he has to lift one of these off and move this to get the treat underneath. Corgis are super smart people. I cannot explain this enough to some people. We've got this for him 2 days ago, because he has beaten his level 1 training toy that we have a lot. And so this is a level 2 training toy, which has multiple tiers of levels. So he is all excited because he knows that he has some treats. And we're going to do what we can to let him have at that. So this has two advantages, thankfully. One, he's about to destroy this. He will actually get frustrated a little bit, and he will tear the hinges up. There he goes, already tearing the hinge up for one, because while he's smart, he's not like a rocket scientist, y'all. He's a corgi. He's a dog. So some things he will do to the best of his ability. This particular puzzle toy, you can load upwards of, let's see here, do the math, 20 treats into it. Today's load that we have for him has 4? Yeah, we put 4 in. And these things here, not going to show the brand, maybe the package a little bit, but these are actually, I just want to show that part there, bacon flavor, and they're only 1.5 calories each. So even though this has 4 treats in it, 4, delicious bacon flavored things in it, it's only going to burn 6 of his calories. And for his calorie content, that's pretty good. I mean, oh my goodness. The cheese noodles we have, which are right here, for example, these are 4 calories each. And so if I can give him a cheese noodle for 4 calories, or I can give him 12 calories by giving him 3 cheese noodles, or instead, I can give him 8 bacon bits. For me, I'd rather give him 2 bacon bits instead of 2 cheese doodles. But for him, he would much rather have all of the bacon bits instead of the cheese doodles. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to give him cheese doodles, because they do have a difference of usage. But yeah, let's see, he has found the easy one. Oh, there he goes. Now he's got to one of the ones he can slide around. And like I said, guys, he will be at that for a few minutes until he can no longer smell bacon. And once he can no longer smell bacon, then he'll be on his way. Speaking of being on our way, we are here to get buff, train up our Pokemon, and find some items. Because one of the things we really need, in my actual earnest opinion, is we really need to get some hold items, because my goodness, I don't believe Generation 4 was as heavy into the items, but it was pretty heavy into the items. Alright, buddy. What we find? Hey. Hey, Bubba. Hey. Come on. That's a door. Oh my goodness. And Turtle Club, when I say he's a power chewer, he's had this for all of just a few seconds, ripped off its hinges. So if you'll excuse me for just a brief moment, we're going to have to put this toy away. So, my apologies, guys. We really thought that we had a few more minutes before he totally destroyed the world. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know why he has been in such a mood today. Except for there was a thunderstorm. Alright, Bubba, let's see here. We're going to wave at the rusty can. And we're just going to check. We found all of baby treats. Did you beat the game? You beat the game. You beat the game. There's no more snacks to be had. Drop it. Thank you. Oh, Rusty. Alright. And because we are trying to use cheese doodles as a high reward treat, there is your high reward treat for having beaten your puzzle. Alright. Maybe, Turtle Club. Oh, just maybe. I couldn't swear it for certain. Maybe he'll chill with us for a little while. Alright, Rusty. Let's go. And go check this all out. So let's see our map. We need to go that direction. Yeah, our goal is to beat through the Pokemon League, but we tried that. And we got trounced. Oh, here's some berries. We'll take some grapes. We can eat grapes. He can't. Oh, some pears berries. Apple or papaya. I think those are called Ayapapa berries, so they're papaya, not papa. Which makes more sense. And peach berries. How are your ears doing, buddy? He got some ear mites over a week ago, and we've had to give him some ear mite treatment. He's not a fan of that at all. Alright, can we fight you? Okay. Huh. Let's see. Can we sneak a camera on the Turtle Club? I don't think we can. We might be able to, though. Let's see. If we were to move the fan, we might be able to get like a little Bigfoot shot of him, but it doesn't look like he's going to be there at all at the moment. So, apologies there. Looks like he's actually just walked away from his bone, too. So, he's just having one of these days. Huh. Here we go. Here's a fight. I like the ragtime music. That's kind of neat. Alright. You bringing it here, Rusty? You're bringing your bone here. That changes things a bit. Oh, here we go. Crunch. Let's eat the tasty metal piece. Awesome. Uh-oh. We are bringing it over here. Hey, we might get an actual view of Rusty after all, Turtle Club. It's not the most spectacular view, but it is a view. There we go, buddy. And I know it's humid and hot out there, so maybe. There we go. So we can get a little bit of them. when he comes in and out of camera focus. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Oh, there we go. Dragged it all the way over here, just like in a split second. The fact he can move the bone that well says a lot more about him than me. Hey, Shadow! Thanks for being on Lurk Squad today, man. We never went up here and got this. Oh. Well, now. That changes things a little bit. Oh, did we already have Psychic? No? Okay, so we only have one Pokemon who know it, and Curly already knows it, which is unfortunate, but it is the truth. Slide down. Oh. Ninjas. You know, anytime I think of ninjas, or the word ninjas, or various things similar to that, I can't help it, and it's just my ADHD brain triggering and firing off of all cylinders, and misfiring too, right? Is there was this movie that was a remake of a classic, a well-beloved classic called Speed Racer. Great anime if you like classic animes. If you're not a classic anime fan, you can ignore it. But it had all of the hallmarks of possibly being a really good movie. I mean, it had a franchise behind it. It had a couple of good stars behind it, most notably John Goodman. And it didn't do well for a lot of reasons. And it's just this trend of people that they mean well. They mean well. I think fandom is amazing. Pokemon fans, right? Studio Ghibli fans, Nintendo fans, Sony fans, Xbox fans. You know, fandoms are all they're great. They think of the best way to try to increase the reach of a shared love, right? Are fans of this channel, for instance. And the thing is, though, right? If two people get together and they enjoy something, they usually have the same reason for enjoying something. When three people get together, not the same. Maybe, but usually not. And the more people you get that enjoy a fandom, the more differences you get in that fandom. And with Speed Racer being this time classic, you know, everyone enjoying it for various reasons, when the fan base gets that large, there's a core fan base, and then there's, you know, and that's some statistical number that I don't know. But it is a large number, right? And it's probably not the complete majority, but is the majority of the fans all like it for one particular reason or another. Now, when a company takes a product and decides to exercise an option for it, they are looking at what's probably the most common denominator, right? They take a look at it and go, oh, people must love this show, or love this anime, or love this cartoon for all of these reasons. But they missed the mark. And that's not to say that's a bad thing. You know, that's an expected thing almost. You know, if I like a particular food, for instance, and Digger likes a particular food, there's going to be a different reason why we both like that food. I have a very poor sense of smell. Probably one of the reasons why this guy's dog farts don't really bother me until they're really bad. But on the flip side, Digrat has a good sense of smell. And so when we eat foods, she likes food for the taste, for the flavor, for the aroma, for the smell of it. Now, I do like things for the taste to a point. For the flavor, a little bit less than she does, because I don't get the same, experience that way, but she does. But what we do get is we do get enjoyment of the food. We both have the same calories for eating the same food too, unfortunately. But because I don't have a good sense of taste, I'm a very textural eater. Like, if a food tastes like paste to me, it's because it has the texture of paste. Pizza, really great food. It's got that meaty chew to it. It's got that dough texture to it, right? It's got the liquid of the sauce. Oh, Bubba, I know, I'm talking about pizza. And that's something that you can't abide by because I never give you any of mine. I never let you have any of my pizza because it has onions and garlic on it. But, you know, those things, those are strong flavors. And so I actually like the flavoring of some pizza too because it'll have some strong herb flavors to it. Let's see here. We can shove this rock this way. Uh-oh. Oh, what happened to your bone? What happened to your bone? Oh, there you go. But, you know, Dig Rat, that's not something that she really thinks a lot about. And so, you know, with food, you can have very similar likes and dislikes, and for different reasons as well. It's a little more nuanced in the art world, in the media world, right? But it's still there. So, when Speed Racer came out, it had a lot of the same kind of stuff that you would usually expect to see in a Speed Racer episode or a Speed Racer show. Had the same characters. They were portrayed a little bit more different. I mean, an anime from the past does not really have the ability to just translate itself directly, line for line, word for word, plot for plot in today's area, right? I mean, we've learned a lot as a society. We've advanced as a culture. Some of the tropes from then are no longer applicable today because we've had advancements in people's rights and what have you. But, and I know I'm rambling a little bit to get to the point about what we started on, but one of the things about the show is that there is always some comedy bits. There's always some moments that the delivery was just this kind of funny haha joke when you realized what the joke was. In this one particular scene in the movie, and this is going to be a bit of a spoiler, but if you've not seen this movie by now, I do apologize, but you know, you've had some time for the most part. But they get attacked by ninjas. I know that, you see, yeah, I said the word I was talking about earlier. So they get attacked by ninjas, and John Goodman's character, with all of the grace of like Zangief and Hagar from the Capcom fighting games, wrestles these guys and slings them around like sacks of like corn flour and just really just wears them out. I mean, really just thrashes them around. And after he beats them and they're gone, he said ninjas, more like nunjas. And that's the way my brain works, guys. Is I hear ninjas, I think nunjas, and then we just kind of go on this tangent of thinking about anime, and then I think about other animes that I still need to watch. Like, One Piece. I'm behind on One Piece. I'm somewhere in the 700s for the episodes. At one point, I tried to read the manga. I was really big into the manga. I got all the way to the part where they storm Intel down, and they go to stop an execution of a character. I'm not going to spoil that because it's about to be a Netflix show. And they have a moment where things go very uncharacteristically for them, and the whole entire group gets separated. And in the manga, this is one of the reasons why people say the manga is better, is because you can get things before everybody else. And this is also one of the reasons why people say the manga is sometimes worse, because you those items, Pokemon, because you can get better refinements sometimes out of the anime because it's happened later in the manga. Where's that at? Did something happen to that badge? No, it's still there. Okay, it's just really weird looking. All right. But so what happens in the actual manga is the party gets separated. They go to the far reaches of the planet, off of different various islands. And in the manga, I keep thinking about trying to get into One Piece, but it's stuntingly long. It seems too much of a committed. Oh, Oh, so yes. Oh my gosh. So it's good, Shadow. If I had to recommend manga versus anime, generally speaking, I'm going to recommend the manga because the manga is um, usually more. What's the best word for it? It's a more collective, refined, enjoyable experience. Typically speaking. No, no. Daddy Squirrel is Daddy Squirrel. He keeps trying to eat this guy when he gets super bored, guys. I'm putting him back. Alright, alright. I know. But so in the manga, though, there's a moment where they get split up, and in the manga, keep in mind, I'm reading this as soon as I can. Issues come out, I read the new issue. No. You are not to eat the squirrel. The squirrel is going to go do a different shelf now because you can't move well enough alone. Alright. Oh. And we're going to put the giant squirrel in your path now. Alright. So they split up the team, and the characters are good. I want to stress that enough before I have pitchforks and torches come after me. But Luffy, the main character in One Piece, is not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination. I find him to be a rehash of every shonen main character for the most part. At least one of the major tropes, main character generally eats a lot of food. He's generally not the brightest person. He typically has some sort of a social naivete. And is usually a very good guy. An all-around good guy TM, right? Goku, good guy. Goku doesn't realize that someone's going to stab him in the back until he gets stabbed in the back. There's typically that character in every single shonen, and it's fine. They have a place. I get it. However, because that's there, you take a look at every single main character for a shonen anime, and you're like, oh, it's that character, you move on. The other characters of One Piece far more interesting to me. Personally, I like Frankie, and I like Usopp way more than the other characters. So in the manga, when they split the party, I'm reading these mangas as they come out, and for about the next 6 months, they follow Luffy. Again, main character, I get it, but again, not my favorite character, so I'm sitting here the whole entire time going, boy, they're spending a lot of time with Luffy, but that's okay, because they're going to go to the other characters. And when they go to the other characters, awesome. Whoa, do we have a Cleffa already? I don't remember if we have a Cleffa or not. We do, alright, so we don't have to worry about getting a Cleffa for, must-have reasons. So, imagine my surprise on the manga, though, Turtle Club, when after 6 months of reading nothing but Luffy's exploits, and that was, for the most part, every couple of weeks a new comic. Sometimes they skipped for a holiday. Sometimes they had a one-shot that was like a flashback thing. Okay, we need to hit this button. We need to hit this button. We need to go over here. Where's defog? We just need a defog. There we go. But so after 6 months on the manga, they finally wrap up Luffy's story. Okay, cool. But not cool, because when they wrap up his story, they decide, you know what we need to do? We need to just move on. Forget about the other people. Forget about the other people. 6 months of reading nothing but Luffy and his story, and then forget about the other people. I didn't get to see anything about my favorite characters, and didn't get to see anything about the other characters at all. And that kind of upset me. At that point, I was done with One Piece. I was like, all right, I'm done reading it. And the manga had come out, with an anime adaptation. And I was like, I'm not going to watch this. I was done. I hadn't watched a single episode of it until my brother, Odin, got involved with watching it and talking about it. I was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll start watching it. And the problem with that, and this happens to me a lot, ADHD brain, right? It does things and pings and pongs and it gets bored really easy. The first couple of episodes of the anime were really, really close to the manga. So I already knew that story. And some of the aha moments and surprise moments, I already knew what those twists were. Oh, he is over on his couch now. Okay. So that wasn't anything that I was like going, oh, well, whatever. And then I stopped watching it. And that was like episode like 20, maybe, where I stopped. I think I can knock him out with Ancient Power, because it's just like one hit, right? And smack, pink, bye-bye. So yeah, One Piece, definitely, you start looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, there's, you know, back then, there's like 500 episodes. It's like, alright, I'm like 20 episodes in. Oh, I've only got like 400 something episodes to go. I guess I'm done. I mean, this is all going to be the same in my brain. In the back of my mind, I kept going, and because it's all the same, they're going to get to this point that I know is coming, where it's going to be nothing but Luffy episodes. And I just couldn't. My brain said, no, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to sit here and watch this until this all happens. So I stopped. And then and my brother's like, hey, wasn't that a great episode? And he's telling me about the episode of where the story lost interest for me. I said I read it in the manga, it was really cool, and I liked how they twisted it and stuff at the end, but I didn't like the next, I don't know, it was like 20 issues of the manga afterwards. So like, you know, about every 2 manga issues becomes a solid episode. So I'm expecting it to kind of keep that same, you know, schedule. And I'm like, well, my problem with it is I didn't like what's basically going to be the next 10 episodes. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, so it's about to be really bad for a bit. I said, yeah. And a couple of weeks later, he's like, I don't know what you were having problems with, so you need to give it a shot. I'm like, all right, well, fine, I guess. I'll give it a shot. And they actually, and this is again one of the reasons why sometimes the anime is better than the manga. They did really good. I'm taking it that they most likely got feedback from readers like myself who are like, no, or an editor, you never know, right? And they changed it up. So when that storyline comes up, they have a couple of episodes of Luffy, and then it kind of just set the ball rolling for Luffy. And then afterwards, you get these half episodes of all the other characters. Now, it's the duration of the episodes are still a full length, right? So you're not like sitting down to watch a half-hour episode of One Piece and only getting 15 minutes. But what you are doing is you're sitting down for a half-hour episode of One Piece, and you're getting to watch like one character for a bit, and when a break in the act happens, you get to watch another character story. And it's kind of cool how they did that, and it explains a lot of things which weren't really explained well in the manga. Occasionally they would come up with a new ability or a new power, and it was like, oh, well, I learned this while I was off on my own, you know, personal journey. And you know, that would be like where I'd be like, I was hoping to see that personal journey, and I was robbed of it and deprived of it. Oh, it's a Clefairy. Boom, boom, boom. He is pouting. He got some rawhide toy. He got some puzzling. He got to chase his duck around earlier today, too. And now he's just upset that he gets no more attention for a little bit. But yeah, it is a lot of a commitment, Shadow. I mean, and it's a good anime, but you know, on the plus side, the live action's coming out, right? And so you can try watching it, because my understanding is that the live action is supposed to be very true to the anime and the manga. So that's something you could watch and give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot. I like the Cowboy Bebop live action adaptation. I think that adaptation was done mostly okay. I went into it realizing I wasn't going to be watching Cowboy Bebop, but watching a version of Cowboy Bebop, if that makes sense. A lot of people apparently didn't, and it surprised them, and they're like, this is just gross. But I thought it was pretty fun. And Digrat liked it. Of course, her favorite character in Cowboy Bebop, unsurprisingly, is Ein, the Corgi. She wanted to name this one Ein, but he already had a name, and so his name is Rusty. But Digrat's probably going to dress him up as Ein for Halloween. We joke about, which is going to be kind of funny because an Ein costume is simply going to be a different collar tag saying Ein on one side and his stuff on the other side, anyways. But yeah, that is definitely, you know, an issue that I have with some animes out there that I'd never caught was the length of them. Because, like, One Piece is in the thousands of episodes now. Dickrat's favorite anime. She doesn't watch a lot of them. I want to throw that out there. She's not an anime fan, exactly. I had to go look at my mic for a second. It was picking up weird stuff. So her favorite anime, though, is Case Closed, also known as Detective Conan. And it depends on if you're watching in English or Japanese. It's called Case Closed in the English, Detective Conan in the Japanese. And over there, they are in, I want to say, oh my gosh, Case Closed anime episodes. They are on season 30 at this point. And they have, you know, lots of episodes. Yeah, I mean, there's several thousand episodes of Case Closed rolling out there. And unfortunately, only a couple hundred were ever actually dubbed in English. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping not have to break out like a strategy guide to start looking where certain items were. I like to find items, but oh, there's a possible item right there. You see that? But that's a whole lot of episodes too. And personally, you know, I'm okay with watching a long anime. But there's two caveats. Again, ADHD brain. I've usually got this going. I've typically got the show going. I'm typically looking at something else as well. Like my table around me right now, we're having a conversation. I'm playing a video game, and I'm keeping my eye on my puppy that's back there, Rusty. And that's... we're going to spark, because we get the same type of tech bonus here. We get stab bonus. But for me to actually watch an anime, unfortunately, and I hate this, because I know someone might go over and take my geek card away from me if I say this aloud, but I'm going to say it aloud. But I watch a lot of dubbed anime. That is to say, if the dub is decent. I have to stress that enough. If the dub is decent, and I'm going to stress this enough as well. Let's get Torterra out there. Now, Gastrodon is some more experience. I'm going to watch the subtitled anime first. I'm going to give it a couple of watches while I'm, able to focus. And that is one of those things that I might watch only 3 or 4 minutes of an anime and then stop because I realize that I don't even know what the main character's name is. And that's usually an indication that my focus isn't there. So some anime that I've tried to watch, it's taken me a couple times. The most, and again, hate this, but I'm going to say it out there because I know a lot of people love it. Attack on Titan Everyone out there who loves the anime, you guys can have it. I can't. I have tried to watch Attack on Titan. I give it a shot about every 3 or 4 months. I have so many people that say that I would love it. I enjoy kaiju stuff. Neon Genesis Evangelion is like in my top 20 animes of all time. So it's not a genre issue to start up the anime for the stories and the number of people they're using and the way that it all interconnects and the wind up and the build up is just a lot. It's just a lot, and every time I try it, I'm like, I just can't. But I will watch a subtitle anime first, and then I'll watch the dub. And if the dub and the sub work really well together, then I'll keep going with that. And there's some reasons behind that. The number one reason, personally for me, is if I get to the end of a dubbed anime, I will try to watch the sub. I will try to watch the sub because I really want to see how the story progresses. And if the dub and the sub voices are very well working together, that's good in my opinion. I will continue on watching the dub when it becomes available. One of the examples of a sub and a dub not working well together is iShield 21 or iShield Nichiichi. iShield 21 is amazingly subtitled, and it has an amazing voice cast for the sub. The dub is, and I don't use this phrase often, so I apologize, but the dub for iShield 21 is a steaming hot pile of garbage. The voice acting that they use for Hiruma and the voice acting that they use for basically the whole cast except for Senna and Monty a little bit, it's bad. I mean, it's clear that what they tried to do with it is they tried to figure out who the characters were and what their voices would be in the Japanese, and they really do fit like those tropes. And instead of having the voice actors kind of go with that, they decided instead what they were going to do is recast based upon the tropes. Hey, Ludi Hopkinson, welcome to the channel. But yeah, so iShield 21 I can't watch dubbed at all. It's bad. So I actually watched it entirely subtitled. I've seen it 3 times, all the way subtitled, and it's a good anime. It's a good sports anime. Let's go ahead and switch out. Back to Gastrodon. I hope that wasn't more thunder. No, looks like we're okay. It wasn't really supposed to rain a whole lot, but that was also based upon a lot of the forecasts of what Hurricane Hillary was supposed to do on the West Coast. And because Hurricane Hillary did what Hurricane Hillary did, we're getting some really different storms of what they were planning out. Boom. Boom. Alright. Surf. I'm trying to remember what the other Pokemon power for Geodude is. I think it's Levitate, right? They get either Levitate or they get Sturdy. Stover. Guess we set him on fire, right? I mean, why wouldn't we? Melt all the snow and set all the grass on fire, which still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I would think that if you were setting a Snover on fire, right, with flamethrower, that the snow would melt and put out the fire. Oh, wow. Snover's pretty fast. Or my Houndoom is really slow, one of the two. Not sure. Graveler. Interesting. Back to Gastrodon. But yeah, some animes though, even with subtitle, it's awfully long, and so with me having to like focus all the time to watch it, I just can't, which is unfortunate because there's some really good animes that haven't been dubbed for their later seasons yet, that I'm just kind of which is unfortunate. And I'm really hoping for a new episode of Durarara to come out. Graveler got taken out by the hell. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. A mental herb, Mental herb's not bad, right? I mean, I think that's the... Isn't that the hold item? Yeah. So, mental herb is the... that's the item that Wolfie used on his experimental team. Bottle of HP up. That's not too bad either. Ice Beam. Hey! Now, there's an attack that we might be able to take use of. Just a smidge. Yeah, I think we could replace Recover with Ice Beam. Yeah, that's a pretty good spread. Still gives us an earth. Still gives us a or ground and a water move. I don't expect to battle in this heavy snow. My Pokemon are. Oh, Staravia. Intimidate, not the best. There we go. Right. Next person to fight. And then that's pretty much all of the Pokemon that we can challenge here. Let's see, Roselia, Roserade, those particular Pokemon, I feel like having a move like Ice Beam for them is pretty good. But the problem is, right, those grass type, they do 4 times damage to Gastrodon. So while Gastrodon's great for a lot of type coverages, there are some weaknesses there. But let's see how good this does. This is like our dumb call of the day, right? Not bad. We're pretty good. So we got up there, so we can go down this way. Alright. Back to deep snow. Cool. Alright, we're getting some good grinding experience in. So these will be good to use fighting against. But we only have Spark, so we'll Spark. That worked. Never expected us to be an expert. Well, we're not really an expert. We're just coming down here and cleaning cloths, so I think we get to heal here, right? Boom, 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 boom. You know, that really does kind of beg the question. We just slept, right? That's all we did. We rested. It's not dark out, right? It's not lighter out, so it wasn't like we slept a long duration of time. We just kind of laid down, took a power nap, woke up, and all of our Pokemon were good. So the question I have is, hey, good morning, Sal. Question I have is, if all it took to heal our Pokemon was just sleeping, then what's the Pokemon Centers for? Right? I mean, I feel like that's a valid question. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Oh, I'm a choke. Let's go ahead and get Curly out there. I'm doing really good. It's my birthday this week. Tomorrow I will be 42 years old. So I'll be an older guy than I am, and I'm already an old guy, depending upon who you ask. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Digrat's family is coming out tomorrow to celebrate. My mother-in-law is going to stay here for a little bit. That'd be kind of nice. May have some friends coming over the weekend to celebrate as well. Depending upon what we do on Tuesday and how everything works with the in-laws coming in, what all they're wanting to do, probably no streams on Wednesday. Tonight, though, Nino Kuni will be out, and at 7 there should be another episode of Slice of the Strawberry Pie. So hopefully, if that's something that you've been watching and enjoying. I did see that there was a weird issue with the upload. Instead of it being for subscribers such as yourself, Shadow, T-Mac Music, and the episode went totally public, and I'm not sure what happened on that, so I'm just actually going to check on that this time before it becomes an auto thing. But thank you for the birthday wish. I really enjoyed playing Celeste. It was... I'm enjoying the Celeste video so far. I'm glad. It was really weird to play. And it's not usually my kind of game to play, but a lot of people said you should play it, the story is good. I don't disagree with that at all. I found the whole game really enjoyable, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm not going to say what I'm currently working on at the moment, but Turtle Club, in case you're curious what Sal and I are chatting a little bit about, is we do have a membership exclusive series right now called Slice of the Strawberry Pie. The first video is available for everybody. It's where I played a little tutorial episode of Celeste, but I'm going to play the entire game to the credits on that series. And then we have some plans for it later on too. It's a cool game. Platforming is hard. Yes, oh my gosh. That platforming. There were parts and you'll see them. There were parts in that series that I had to stop. To quote Digger, I had to stop and think about my life choices, y'all. It it, whew. But the story kept me going. The story kept me going. It's funny because it's a really hard game, and the story kept me going. But on similar, right, Unpacking was a game that we actually played to completion on this channel as well. That's another one where the story kept me going. The gameplay was. I can't use default here? Why not? It looks like I should be able to use. But yeah, the gameplay was very easy on Unpacking, whereas not on Celeste. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I was glad that I was able to finish it up and get the first episode out during this month, because I really wanted to make sure that this year we could have like at least 2 series come out. That was my personal goal, to make sure that we had some episodes come out for that. I think episode 3, which should be uploaded after the upload, should be done after this. Yeah, episode 3 is like an hour long. And then that's where I kept the cutoff, because I had some episodes go a little long. Most of them try to stay at like 30 minutes, but sometimes I just got so into it that I just was like, I have to keep going. And a couple I had to change out. I'm watching the actual stream replay right now because my brain just forgot what they're about to send out. Waiting. Watching my Luxray get hit by the hell. Krogunk. Okay. So Houndoom. But yeah, the platforming is really difficult. The strawberries are amazing to kind of get. Some of them I just sort of looked and said, no, not today. Not with the way I feel right now. But I really do want to do like a follow-up to complete all the strawberries. Wait. Fighting. Oh, abort. We put out the wrong Pokemon. Kirlia, come on. Come back. That was rather good. But yeah, the strawberries, the B-side tapes, I mean, all that kind of challenging stuff, it was fun. It was fun. Golbat. Oh, this whole team squeaked the Psychic. The title you chose is Perfect Celeste. Strawberry Pie. Yes. I was still. I gotta be honest, right? I still had no clue what I was going to call that stream series, that actual record series. I was like, man, what am I going to call this? What am I call this? And when I finally beat it, I said, oh, there we go. I got the title name. Oh, and Turtle Club. For those of you that didn't catch on our Breath of the Wild stream, that tells, or not Breath of the Wild, their Tears of the Kingdom stream tells the Toast Crumb. We finally found Hetsu, which means we're going to do our best starting on probably Friday. Couldn't swear it, but there's a chance that we won't be streaming on Wednesday, but Friday. We're going to do our best to get some more Korok seeds so we can start ending each stream on a Korok dance. That's the goal. Back to the way it used to be on Breath of the Wild. When we did Breakfast of the Wild, The Tales of the Toast Crumb is going to indicate that we should be back to Hetsu dances, because Hetsu is the most amazing thing. Grass and snow. Let's just bite it. It works for the dog. Why not this Luxray? I'm hoping we got a piece of rare candy while we're out and about. We got a piece of soft sand that I feel like will be really good for Gastrodon. Reaction to how this test changes. Oh, thank you. It just the little things like that, right? The little things like that they've added to this game to show that it's moved forward has been amazing. I mean, I love the first one. The first one was such a great game. And I was like, there's no way that they're really going to be able to top the second one if they just make it Breath of the Wild 2. And there are some moments that feel like it's Breath of the Wild 2, but so much of the story, so much of the just the nuance, the ability changes, it's clear that it's a similar game, but it's an advanced game. It reminds me a lot, to a point, not 100%, but to a point, to how Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time, and I think that's really cool to have that kind of like passing of the torch game to game, as it were. And of course, the underground is just disgustingly cool. Just the whole entire underground world. Send out Snover. We are going to go Houndoom. Yeah, Hetsu made me so happy. Just seeing him back. I mean, seeing Beetle back, seeing Hetsu back. I wonder if Kilton's back. I haven't seen Kilton yet. I keep trying to keep all my monster pieces just in case. The Poe thing is really cool. I like how the Poes are there. It's definitely an interesting take on it. But Friday we have the Sky Maze, and that's going to be different. These Snovers are pretty quick. The depths and the caves. Yeah, the caves are neat. I like the caves. They're a nice, like, distraction. Like, just walking around minding your own business, all of a sudden, oh, cave. Interesting. And then you go explore a cave, and then you're done, and you go on with your life. I kind of like how that game loop kind of, detracts a little bit. Come on, little Synchro. Dig through the snow. Find people to fight. Get all the experience. Oh, Turtle Club. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this or not. But we are going to try. I don't know if you can make it out or not, but he is totally passed out on his couch right now. Oh, he is just zonked. He will sleep on a good day between his bedtime and just naps throughout the day. Scorpy, yeah, we'll just set that electrified. He will sleep about 18 good solid sleeps. And maybe somewhere in the ballpark of like 13 hours a day, 14 hours a day. Oh, there's the 9 o'clock. Oh. hour just goes by so fast like that. I like that they give you more of Hyrule's world to explore. Yes! I like the fact that... So, you know, when it first came out, right? When the trailers were coming out, we were seeing the Sky World. And so everyone like, oh, it's Skyward Sword 2. It's like the continuation of Skyward Sword. And that was kind of a neat thing to think about, right? And the idea of being able to, you know, explore the sky, maybe we'd get like a Broadwing or something to fly around with or something like that. That was kind of a neat little idea. And we started talking about how, okay, so we're going to get floating sky islands and... Oh, okay, cool. Ooh, an icicle plate, nice. So, you know, we're allowed to go like, okay, wow. Oh, that's right, RSD is in this game too. So, yeah, the fact that we're like, okay, we're going to get this expanded world to look through. Yeah, I know. Trying to avoid all these people now because we're trying to get to where we can just heal up, and it looks like we are in it for long haul, maybe. Oh, Acuity Lakefront. Huh. Is there anywhere to... We can't even... Oh, can we swim? We can swim. Alright. Oh! Whoa. Okay. Well, Turtle Club, this is where we're going to leave it today. Wasn't expecting that. Nothing like a little legendary to kind of get you into the proper exploration of oh my. Oh, wow. Well, here is, well, I need to make a better outro for just not just Here's the Kingdom, but for the whole entire channel. The Turtle Club, Sue, or not Sue, Sal. I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm starting to say names that I don't mean to say. Sal, Shadow, Ludi, thank you all for joining in today. Lurk Squad, thank you for being here today as well. To kind of chill with Rusty as he sleeps on the couch now after he's pitched a fit and had some snacks and played with some toys. I'm going to have myself a good night. Tomorrow I'm going to have myself a good birthday. This is the week. Everybody have a good week. If you're about to eat lunch, have a good lunch. Breakfast, dinner, snacks, walks, what are you about to do, Turtle Club? As always, stay safe, wash your hands, and have a good one. Take care, and thanks for watching. See you tonight for more Nino Kuni, and don't forget, if you're a subscriber to the channel, that we do have another episode of Slice of the Strawberry